What is going on with the Indiana Fever? Is tensions mounting? Did Sophie Cunningham just expose the truth that's going on with the Indiana Fever? Is there some turmoil brewing? Is there issues in the locker room? But we're going to unpack all that here next, here on the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. My. What is going on with the Indiana Fever? Indiana Fever are now 7-8 on the season, one game below 500 after a loss to the Los Angeles Sparks, 85-75, and they blew a fourth quarter lead. And it might be some tension in the locker room. It might be some turmoil brewing around Indiana Fever. Now, we all know that Caitlin Clark has been in and out of the lineup, a quad strain, and she's back out of the lineup, and she did not play against the LA Sparks. Now we know that Stephanie White, the head coach, she has been in and out of the head coaching seat due to personal matters. Whatever's going on with her, prayers up to her family. Also, the drama surrounded around DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner took a leave of absence, and then potentially it led up to the Indiana Fever waiving DeWanna Bonner. Now, DeWanna Bonner came out on record in due time. She's going to want the apologies along with all the disrespect that she was getting when she stepped away, and everybody said that, she did the team wrong, did the team a disservice. Now, she posted a statement that she wants that same energy when it all comes out. Like I've always said, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. And now we got Sophie Cunningham talking. Did Sophie Cunningham just expose the hidden truth? What's going on with the Indiana Fever? Now, after the game that took place between the Los Angeles Sparks and the Indiana Fever, and the Indiana Fever blew a lead in the fourth quarter. And after the game, Sophie Cunningham, she took to the podium, she took to the post-game press conference, and she said some things that you got to pay attention to. But we're going to take a listen to what Sophie Cunningham had to say. And then once we listen to that, we'll come back and I'll let you know my thoughts. Let's take a listen.
Sophie, what's kind of been the attitude here as you guys are in the midst of this grind of a schedule, and also on top of that, having these continuous disruptions? How do you bond and stay together during this rough patch?
Yeah, I think so far this season we've had a lot of distractions, you can call it, some injuries. Don't know who's playing. And so there's just a lot of distractions, but I think that's really good for us. Let's go through the adversity early. Let's learn from it. Good news is we're not going to peak too early. So, that's a positive. But I think it's not an excuse. Everyone's playing a back-to-back. Everyone has this kind of rough schedule. For us, we get another opportunity tomorrow, and we got to capitalize on it. Dallas is a team that's hungry for a win. And we talk about this. We are circled on everybody's schedule. No one likes us, right? So everyone in our locker room, that's the only type of people that we have that we can lean on, and we got to be better in that area. We have got to stay disciplined. We have to stay focused. We need to get consistent, and we got to lean on each other. And I think that we've kind of wavered a little bit on that. We have our own islands, but as one of the leaders on the team, I got to do a better job of grouping people, right? In the fourth. It's going to kill us, right? Like they scored 35 points, I think you guys said. That just cannot happen. Can't happen. Or if they do, then we need to be scoring 35, 36, 37 points. So we just got to be better from top to bottom. But the schedule thing, that's just an excuse. We're in this league. We're pros, and you got to be a pro, and tomorrow we got to bring.
Man, now y'all heard exactly what Sophie Cunningham had to say. And man, she dropped a bombshell. She said there's some tension in the locker room. She's basically saying the locker room is distanced. Basically, she just came out and said that everybody is on their own island. I don't know what that means. I don't know what she's insinuating. But when there's turmoil in the locker room and things are not going well with your team, it has a trickle-down effect. Also, you heard what she said. We don't even know who's in and out of the lineup. And I think she was insinuating the situation with DeWanna Bonner and now Natasha Howard. And now DeWanna Bonner is no longer there. Then she's talking about the injuries. She's talking about the injuries with Caitlin Clark, inconsistencies. Then she's talking about the island part. That's what's alarming. That's what's eyebrow raising. Because she said, as a leader of the team, she's putting herself as a leader. And she's saying that she has to bring the group together. So basically, I don't think there's no leader. You don't know what goes on behind those doors. Now, Sophie Cunningham is airing out some dirty laundry. This thing might get ugly. And I told you guys that something is not right with the Indiana Fever. They put a team around Caitlin Clark to win now. They had championship aspirations. I know we're not even halfway through the season, but they had championship aspirations. They were supposed to be contenders. And like I told you guys, the Indiana Fever right now are pretenders. They got a lot of things that they have to iron out. Caitlin Clark has to get healthy, and something in that locker room has to change. And Sophie Cunningham alluded to it. When she's talking about on the island, I guess there's certain players distancing themselves, certain players standoffish. You got to bring them all back together. But Sophie Cunningham dropped the bombshell. Now this team, like I said, is 7-8. They one game below 500. With this team, with Caitlin Clark in the lineup, they're not that good. With Caitlin Clark out of the lineup, they're not that good. So this team has to find a way to start winning some ball games. And Sophie Cunningham said, we got to be better. We have to, if they scoring 35 points, we got to score 36 points. We got to do it as a collective group. We all got to come together. And basically, she's putting the onus on herself because she said, as one of the leaders on this team, I have to bring it all together. So like I said, when I talk about teams and coaches, sometimes players, individuals have to look themselves in the mirror and say, I got to go out and get it done. Am I giving it 110%? Am I giving it my all? Am I going out there doing what I'm supposed to do to win ball games? Like I said, the Indiana Fever's defense is flawed. Caitlin Clark can't play defense. They're getting beat up down in the paint. They're getting beat up on the perimeter. They're turning the ball over too much. Mostly Caitlin Clark leading the league in turnovers at 6 turnovers a game. The turnovers have to come down if Indiana Fever are going to turn this thing around and get back into what everybody thought they was going to be, a championship aspiration team. But right now, things are looking bleak. And Sophie Cunningham has aired out some dirty laundry, what's going on in the Indiana Fever's locker room. She has exposed the truth. And you know, sometimes, you know, it has to be put out there because these struggles that we're seeing from the Indiana Fever have to have something to do with the drama surrounding around it. And that goes to show that Sophie Cunningham is basically standing up for DeWanna Bonner, because I said DeWanna Bonner knew that something wasn't right. Something was off. It was too much tension, too much drama surrounding around the hype of Caitlin Clark and the pressure of playing with Caitlin Clark. Now you get in the locker room and like Sophie Cunningham said, it's some distance going on. These players are not all together. These players are off doing their own thing. How can you build a culture with a new coach if players are doing their own thing? Now we have to say to Stephanie White, you know, we don't want anything to happen in nobody's personal lives that are detrimental, but she has stepped away a couple times to handle some personal matters. And when your head coach is away, you know, things can go awry. You know what I'm saying? So now that Sophie Cunningham has put it on notice, you got to pay attention to it. Like I said, it's a lot of drama surrounded around the Indiana Fever. And the fan base is already crashing out, wanting Stephanie White to be fired. But Stephanie White ain't going nowhere. She's an exceptional coach. You can't blame it on the coach all the time. Sometimes these players got to look themselves in the mirror and say, hey, am I doing what I'm capable of doing? Am I utilizing all my God-gifted talents to go out there and be a better person and a better basketball player? But Sophie Cunningham, like I said, guys, y'all got to start listening, but don't come out in the wash. We'll come out in the rinse. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger, just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And I see everybody in the comments section. I see what y'all doing. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.